Welcome everyone to another Literalist reaction video. I'm Dave. With me as always, my good buddy John. Now, John, I'm sorry I ruined something for you.
Yeah, the masses wanted to hear a particular Talking Heads song, and when I approached you with it this fine and beautiful day, you said not only were you familiar with it, you could sing it without looking.
Yeah, so Psycho Killer has been apparently requested by a lot of you, which I totally get. It's a great song. Here's the problem. I also think it's a great song. I have heard Psycho Killer a lot of times, and I thoroughly enjoy it. So I kind of nixed the idea because obviously I wouldn't be reacting to it. Like it wouldn't be even mildly genuine because I could sing along with that song already. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to say no to the Psycho Killer, John. But you said, fine, I've got more Talking Heads. And I don't know a lot of Talking Heads. I just know that song and then the Talking Dreads versions of a couple of songs.
Okay, and frankly, you probably, because of your weird taste in lyrics and music, you probably know that just because of the oddness of it, not because you're familiar with the Talking Head library. So I've chosen a song called Once in a Lifetime.
Okay, and this one I've not heard of the title. I may have heard it in passing or a reggae version of it, but
okay. Well, this is a song that was co-written by pretty much the entire band, including their producer Brian Eno. If you know anything about Brian Eno, and you may or may not, he is a well-known producer and genius of the post-punk new wave styling, and other, I'm sure. So he's involved, and I'll say this, that this is the song that really took me to enjoying the Talking Heads, because the video was on MTV, and the video is so weird that it actually had people mimicking him in public, you know, to the song and stuff like that. And it's kind of fun. So we're not going to show the video, though. We're just going to stick to the lyrics, because I would and very much enjoy you to focus on the words and give me your meaning, because lost on John.
Well, I mean, my internet's not the best today, and so you're doing a little Mitch Headroom anyway. So I like your MTV reference there. Max Headroom?
Max.
I just know that that guy was in Eureka, and I looked up his discography, his whatever he was in one time, and I came across that. I've never seen an episode. Don't know much about it, clearly. So here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
You may find yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife, and you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again. After the money's gone, once in a lifetime, water flowing underground. And you may ask yourself, how do I work this? And you may ask yourself, what is that large automobile? And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful house. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife. Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again. After the money's gone, once in a lifetime, water flowing underground. Same as it ever was. 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 Water dissolving and water removing. There is water at the bottom of the ocean.
Yes.
Under the water, carry the water. Remove the water, remove the water, remove the water dissolving and water removing.
All right.
So it's a science song.
I don't think it is.
I mean, that's a scientific fact. There is water at the bottom of the ocean.
I mean, I think facts that are technically true, but also interesting and relevant are not necessarily the same thing.
Oh.
Boy, this song's a trip.
Yeah.
We'll go with the beginning. I like the concept of, a shotgun shack, which is, I think a shotgun shack is just like a long shack. I've stayed in, Candy and I have rented a shotgun cabin one time, and that's what it was. It was one long room.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming that's what a shotgun shack would be.
Sure.
When it comes to, like, you're driving a car, you're doing all these things, it almost is similar to a Rush song we did not super long ago. I have no idea when things are released, but we recorded it not super long ago. And in the Rush song, the concept was very much like you're just sort of thrust into the world, and then you're sitting there like, is this my wife? Is this my beautiful house? How am I driving this big car? And then the next day you're like, where did my big car go? Where did my house go? In a lot of ways, it's almost, I think, a famous person's rise and fall. Like, you started in the shotgun shack, and then suddenly you started to make it, and now you could afford a big car, and now you could afford a big house. You got the beautiful wife, and then you blew it all. You thought the water under the water was a thing. You thought basically money was unending. But at the end of the day, you started to take it out, and then there it is. There's still water underground. You could go for it, but you hit the ground maybe, and you kind of lost it all. That's where I'm going so far.
Okay.
Still got half the song to go, so here we go.
You may ask yourself, what is that beautiful house? You may ask yourself, where does that highway go to? And you may ask yourself, am I right? Am I wrong? And you may say to yourself, my God, what have I done? Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again, into the silent water, under the rocks and stone. There is water underground. Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again. After the money's gone, once in a lifetime, water flowing underground. Same as it ever was, same as it ever was, same as it ever was. And look where my hand was. Time isn't holding up, time isn't after us. Same as it ever was, 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 same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Yeah, Twister comes. Here comes the Twister. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
Okay. I mean, Talking Heads, that song was fun. I totally get why I don't think it would necessarily be that hard to have the Talking Dreads, the reggae version of the Talking Heads, because it already has that sort of beat.
Right.
Musically, I mean, it is fun. That is a fun song to listen to. It's upbeat. It's happy. Like, that is the kind of song that you do want to crank in the radio on a sunny day with the windows down and just enjoy the drive, because you're asking yourself, where does that highway go? And you're in your big car.
Yep, it's definitely a driving tune.
Absolutely a drive-in song. Definitely a lot of fun. When it comes to what the lyrics mean, I kind of still stand by a little bit what I've said so far. I don't necessarily think anything came up that was drastically new or would change my opinion about it. But I do sort of feel it is one of those, like, here's life. Lots of stuff happens in life, and no matter. But at the end of the day, whether you're in the water and it's flowing over you, or it's flowing underground, life is still flowing on. It's not chasing you. You're not going to catch up with anything. Like it is just flowing. It's just moving. So just move with it, and we'll all see what happens together to a point. Anyway, there's my hot take. I got nothing except the fact that I'd listen to it again, John. I mean,
absolutely.
The song was
Great
fun.
song.
It was weirdly uplifting for how confusing it was.
There's a name for that. I think it's called David Byrne of the Talking Heads.
Fair enough.
And his band. Here's what David Byrne said about the lyrics. We operate half awake or on autopilot and end up whatever with a house and family and job and everything else, and we haven't really stopped to ask ourselves, how did I get here?
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of denied that it was, a diatribe against yuppie greed or, a consumerism, unchecked consumerism, time bomb.
Yeah, I didn't get that out of it.
Yeah. He just simply, says, wake up and know how you got there and accept that you're there, that kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. That sounds very much like one night he was laying around reading the old fable about the golden fleece.
Okay.
Do you know that one? No?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you pull the string out and you can skip chunks of your life that you think are boring. But then you just keep pulling the string out, and then the next thing you know, it's like, well, I've missed it all. Now I'm old. Now I'm just sort of here, and I guess I have all the things, but I didn't do all the things. I didn't experience it. And yeah, I could totally get that. David Byrne, you are a unique, strange man, fueled by oddity and cocaine, and you put out good music.
I don't know. I don't know about his drug use or not, but definitely he's an odd cat. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
he's an odd cat. His lines were intended to sound as though he were giving a sermon, a call and response type of situation.
Okay, I could see that. Sure.
So,
I don't know what to respond, but I responded. I liked it
when the chorus came in and sang. In between his statements.
That makes a lot of sense.
Letting the days go by and the water hold you down, all that, so it's
okay.
Yeah,
super
interesting
fun,
song, fun stuff, and we have a couple. I don't know how deep we're going to go into Talking Heads because the deeper you go with Talking Heads, it's already weird. It's where the air is. It's weird. we start digging there, it's going to get super crazy. And it ain't prog, so it ain't my general cup of tea, except for the ones that I know. But you never know. Maybe I'll be discovering along with you eventually as we travel this path together, Dave.
I'm in.
In the meantime, I'll catch you on the flip side.